What's happening? So a subscriber sent me a article saying that Nintendo is hoping to have everybody apparently own a Nintendo Switch, and that's very ambitious. That's almost borderline insanity. That's like PlayStation saying they want everybody to own a PS4, or Xbox to say we want everybody to own an Xbox One, a pair of the Halo lenses, the uh, what the fuck controllers, the Elite controller. We want that. However, there are, even though I love my Nintendo Switch, it's like my main thing where I go to play all my games mainly. Uh, there are some drawbacks that I am fully aware of. Like, first thing that I've noticed on the Switch, like the very first thing I noticed is that for a handheld, now for the handheld side of it, there's no camera. That's the very first thing. This thing was made in 2017. Every handheld since like what 2007, maybe even 2006 has had a camera. The Switch came out in 2017. Nintendo did not add a camera to their tablet. Think about that. Every phone has had a camera on it. Every tablet has pretty much had a camera. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Every tablet has pretty much had a camera on it. Now, maybe not dual cameras, meaning a front and a back, but there's been at least one camera on every phone and every tablet, to my knowledge, um, since like 2007, maybe even 2006. Um, but the Switch is missing a camera. Even where's mine? Even the damn 3DS has two cameras. The Vita has two cameras. Now the PSP didn't have a camera. They came out with an attachment for that. The DS, I do believe the DS like eventually came out with a camera. So they had an iteration where it was like it was called the DSi, I do believe, where it came with a camera on it. So they eventually put a camera on the original DSs. But for the Switch in 2017, Nintendo clearly overlooked a camera for something that they wanted you to carry with you. And for them to be like, we want everybody to have a Switch. That might be just a little too ambitious. Just just a hair bit too, considering they missed that very important key factor for most everybody who is doing Instagrams and Twitters and Facebooks and all that shit. And the fact that you can't have hardly any applications. I mean, there is no Twitter application, there is no Facebook application, and yes, those do exist in a very small, very almost bleak fashion of sharing pictures from playing like Zeldas and Mario's and shit like that. And that's the only way they really exist. You can't really go on Twitter from your Switch and do a tweet. You can't go on Facebook and post. So the fact that those don't even exist in that fashion on the Switch yet, or even at all within its first physical year, are holding it back. On top of the fact that it doesn't even have a camera, the fact that you can't have basic applications that are something that people use every day, on top of the fact that it doesn't have a camera, which people use every fucking day. Now, another limitation is something that a lot of people have bitched about, yet you can get over, which is 3 hour battery life, 3, 4 hour battery life. That's something easily overlooked because you got power bricks left and right. That I think the list is getting longer every day on pause to use with the Switch. I mean, when it first came out, the list for power bricks that you could use were, I think, 5 to 10, and now that we're getting closer to the year mark, it's gotten closer to about 20 to 30. I haven't really checked on that because I personally don't take my Switch anywhere. I have no reason to. And if I do, it's like 10 minutes down the road. Um, so the way they're looking at it for everyone to own a Switch might be just a hair bit on the borderline crazy side. Yes, I could see that maybe with the iteration of upgrading with a more high powered Switch down the road. Maybe if they came out with a refresh with a camera in it, maybe having the applications that people use every day, that yes, those are on the phones, and yes, I even said that before, but yes, they do need to put those in there. If you want everybody to own a Switch, you have to be willing to become submissive in what you will allow on this machine, because people will only buy something that they see themselves using pretty much every fucking day, which is why everyone has a cell phone. It's something they literally carry around in their pocket that they can just pull out, go, I want to post a tweet to Twitter, I want to snap this, I want to put this on Instagram, I want to do that, I want to make a phone call, I want to put a text message to somebody. That's why everybody has a cell phone. If you want everybody to have a damn Switch, you have to admit the flaws of it, come out with another iteration of it, and say we have to fix the problems of the one we have. The power part, okay, you can update the chipset in there and be cool. That would help sell more. Um, the camera, definitely, you have to acknowledge that. You would have to put cameras on there, because everybody loves the fact that these phones have cameras on there, and they love the fact that they are getting on point with pretty much the big high-end cameras that are just cameras. So you would have to have that. You would have to have those. Now, would they have to be that high end? Probably not, considering the 3DS isn't that powerful, but it was powerful enough. You get what I'm saying? Like, you would probably have to put in maybe the not the lowest, but like the somewhere in the middle of the camera phones cameras. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably like maybe two generations back from the current phones. So you wouldn't have to use the Google Pixel 2 camera, but you would have to use, like, say, the Samsung Galaxy. Where are they at? 8, say the 6, or even the iPhone like 5, if you want to get somewhere, because you have to take acknowledge that you have to go, okay, we fucked that up, we have to take that into consideration if we want everybody to have one, because that might be a reason why a lot of people didn't buy one. If you don't, you're never going to hit that market who wants that feature. You have to take consideration of the 30-second game capture, because you have a market out there who's like, maybe I want 5 minutes, maybe I want 10 minutes. There's gonna be a market for everything that's wrong with this, okay? And I can't sit here and make a video that long, because it would probably be an hour. But you'd have to be willing to admit faults on every level, and have to be willing to try to please everybody, and that's hard enough. But if you're willing to admit the biggest mistakes, the 30-second game capture, the missing applications, the missing camera, you have a chance to reach probably, say, upwards of, I'm going to give you a ballpark of about 65%. If you're doing it right, and if you're able to get all the developers that you need to support it, then you're looking at a 65% audience increase, due to the fact that you're able to do these things. And like I said, that camera is a definite thing that is holding it back, because unfortunately you left that off, and the 3DS has it, cell phones have it, tablets have it, PS Vita has it, a lot of things have it, and yours doesn't for some unknown reason. In 2017, the 2017 system you released didn't have it, knowing it was hybrid. The lackluster of full use of applications that are better left not being used. Um, like I said, these are things you have to admit. You just have to come to terms with, and you know that's how you're gonna reach a wider audience. So if Nintendo, if you're able to do that, then you can definitely reach more people. You can definitely get a lot more people, but I don't think you're gonna make everybody own a Switch. Um, it's a good thing you have goals. It's just, I don't know if you want to go full on crazy. So, with the fact that you're getting third party support, that's a good step. That is a very good step. Just, you know, I don't want to say have realistic goals. Just, I don't know. I don't know how to put that, because that's a great thing to say. You want everybody to have one. It's just, I don't know. Try to figure out how to get the first version of the Switch is a great step because it's hybrid. Just learn from the mistakes of it, because there are quite a few. Now, you know how to correct them, so correct those, get the second iteration out, and show that you do want everybody's attention on the Switch. So when you do that, you can go, okay, we sold so many of the first iteration. Can we possibly beat that with the second? And if you can, then you know you're doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying? So that is possibly what you should do, if anything at all. All right, deuces. And shouts out, by the way, for the subscriber who pointed the article out to me. I believe his name is JRPG. If I messed that up at all, my bad. Deuces.